Hi guys, this is Serena here again. I just made a video in Hungarian because many people were asking about they were asking why I don't go to satsang anymore, why I don't organize satsangs anymore, because I was so involved for many years, for 10 years, and moving with the community and organizing international and Hungarian programs, satsang retreats and everything for 5 or 6 years, like deep involvement in this. So satsang is coming, and they started to ask, and they already been asking for a year now why I don't go to satsang, why I don't organize. So I decided to make a video on that, so I don't have to explain one by one. Also, maybe I can be more detailed if I just record it one time. So, the truth is, a part of the truth is that it's not true that satsang is not in my life anymore, because it is. Satsang or advaita, non-duality, or in other words, the awareness, the recognition of awareness, presence, this moment of awareness, it's been here. It cannot not be here, so to speak. It's been here, and this is the basis of everything what I do, my existence, my everydays, my connections, and my work. So it's here, and I don't have to go to satsang to recognize this, and I have no question about it for many years, and I can't even remember how it is when it's not there, when I don't recognize awareness, or I'm just blindly identified into my experience or something like this. So it's been always here. This is not an issue for me. And also the other part of the truth is that, as I said, this is the basis of my work, of the Kiloby Inquiries, what I do, the work that helped me greatly, and I also help other people with this method. And the Kiloby Inquiries, and I want you to hear me, what I'm saying now is an awareness-based somatic inquiry, somatic processing tool, an awareness-based somatic processing method. So, awareness recognition is in the Kiloby Inquiries. This is the basic. And I start every session, every one-on-one or group session, with pointing to awareness recognition deeply into this moment. We call it natural rest in the Kiloby Inquiries, but basically it's just the recognition of yourself, of ourselves. But this is approximately the 20% of what we do in the Kiloby Inquiries with this method. And during the years of advaita, and we are talking about here many years of awareness recognition, following the pointing and just deeply merging in it. So the awareness recognition was the main goal of advaita, neo-advaita. So this was the 100% awareness recognition. It was only about recognizing this moment of awareness, and this was the 100% that it could offer to me. The advaita pointings and going to satsang, being in the satsang space, listening to the master. I had 3 teachers. So this was the main point of advaita. This is the main point of advaita, recognizing awareness. There was only one problem with this, and the reason that the awareness recognition is only 20% of of what we do here in the Kiloby Inquiries. And because we have more job to do, I don't know how to say. When I went to satsang, or when I did Advaita Inquiry, I got pretty good in the Advaita Inquiry, you know. I love that, and it helped a lot. It helped greatly. So Advaita Inquiry or satsang for me was just briefly from awareness, observing the I and the thoughts that the I is thinking, and the sensations and emotions which is felt inside the body of this I. Sometimes we call it person, or often we call it person, the personal I that has thoughts and emotions. So this is this kind of meditation or Advaita Inquiry, or this seeing that Advaita could provide or could teach to me, was only 20% of my emotional repression and hidden traumas. So this, what I did with the Advaita Inquiry and awareness recognition, to observe, allow, even love compassionately this I, this personal I of myself, this I sense, and to love, welcome, allow thoughts, consciously observing it, loving, welcoming, and the emotion sensations. I thought this is everything what I can do here. And after 10 months of intense, when I started to use KI, Kiloby Inquiries, after 10 months intense use of KI, deep emotional repression and trauma work, processing, real somatic processing, not just in the mind. After 10 months, I remember I sat down and it just dawned on me, you know, that wow, holy shit, I could see only 20% of my stuff. I had really I couldn't really reach, I had no approach to the subconscious, because this mechanism that I could see from awareness recognition, watching the I, the thoughts, sensations, emotions, loving it, feeling it with love, this mechanism, so to speak, was kept here by the other 80% subconscious stuff, which is utility, because utility, subconscious utility, is that repressing this anger or fear or love or whatever is good for me for some reason. This is subconscious. You're not going to understand just by listening to this. Or subconscious fears of feeling that emotion, subconscious fear of watching that thought that I want to kill that guy because, and so on. All these subconscious things, the 80% of the things, I couldn't reach through awareness, presence, recognition, and consciousness and meditation. This is my main point. Conscious presence and allowance and feeling into the things couldn't reach the other 80% that caused my physical symptoms. I became ill 4 years ago when the body and the mind just couldn't bear the level of repression, the strength of repression anymore, and the hidden traumas weren't processed. So I got sick, PTSD worsened, got worse, and I was always in escaping mode, because through Advaita I just wanted to escape what's happening here in a way, you know, like I'm not my thoughts and emotions, you know, and I created something that this is awareness, presence, moment, and the emotions, thoughts, body is something that is seen inside of that. So it's separate from me. So I couldn't see the subconscious stuff that kept repression on place within myself, in the body, in the somatic. So I was in escaping mode, you know. And also I created this experience or image of the self, of awareness, presence, moment, and I was protecting it. This was my safety. It's actually a long-term trauma response, you know, safety issue. And I was protecting this, and anyone who would come with the idea, or anyone who told to me that, yes, you are not well, so maybe this is not enough, advaita or awareness, your awareness recognition, and I had no question about awareness recognition, maybe this is not enough. And when somebody told me this, I hated that person. I got very angry. I shut down, and I didn't want to know about it. Because my teachers told me, I had 3 teachers, and 2 of them told me, one was already more open to therapies and stuff. And they told me that awareness recognition is the maximum that you can reach, that this is the end of the road pointing. Advaita is the end of the road pointing. And the guidance that I received very often, many times, is that doing anything that is not focusing on awareness recognition, on your true self, can you hear that? True self. What that means, you know. Myself is true when I'm happy, but when I'm angry, then I'm not the true self anymore. So anyway, so the pointing that I received is that anything is that not based on that awareness recognition and is going for something less, like trauma or emotion, trying to figure out emotions and something like this, or therapies, whatever. Anything that is body or emotion based, or mind, or involves the mind or body or emotions, it means that I'm going for something less, because advaita and awareness recognition is end of the road. And listen, because you are in the same shoes if you are listening to this, and that just focus on awareness, just focus on the awareness recognition. And I had this for many years, and it will take over, it will turn around over time. Just focus on awareness. Don't focus on the personal stuff, because then I strengthen this if I focus on the personal thing. Just focus on awareness and it will turn over. But for many years it didn't happen, and I had to become sick, facing mental and physical problems, serious issues actually, to be able to become somewhat open to other possibilities. And then my other teacher, Advaita teacher, she was already more open. She said to me that your mind is turning the Advaita pointing, the teaching against your being. And I got it. Thanks God, I got it, you know. And from that moment, I realized that I have to do something. And it was fucking hard, because I felt, you know, like I cannot go the direct path, you know. And maybe you have the same feeling if you are so identified with Advaita recognition. And I felt like I'm valueless, I'm bad, I just couldn't make it, you know. So I tried many things. They all helped to some degree. And yesterday I started to write a list, you know, all the tools, all the therapies, all the methods, and the courses that I did, I participated, on all the therapies and methods that I tried to help myself. And actually at some point the physical pain and the physical symptoms got so worse and painful that it was just a survival, you know, like I couldn't focus on anything. I just wanted to help myself out and bring myself out from the suffering. So I was very open to go into the things, but still there were subconscious belief that I'm going for something less. It was still there. So I just quickly read this list to you, and I didn't note them down because they didn't work. They all added something to my work and to my process, but I could reach only approximately 20% with them of the entire mechanism of repression. I could reach 100% of that and see the entire mechanism and bringing everything up from the root, all the repression and traumas, only with the Kiloby Inquiries. It's a very sharp tool. So I just quickly read it for you. Awareness presence practices, 12 years. Meditation, yoga, 15 years. Cognitive behavioral therapy, 8 months. Different somatic therapy approaches, 1 year. Hellinger method and therapy, group and one-on-one sessions, 1 year. And actually, I just want to mention that this was the best. I could reach 30-35% with the Hellinger method. This was already good compared to the other methods. Craniosacral therapy, 6 months. One-on-one talking therapies, a couple of years. EMDR therapy, 1 month. It didn't work for me. Plain EMDR. Transbreeding, a few months. Rewiring and neuroplasticity, 8 months. Positive affirmations, now it sounds a little bit stupid, few months. 5 rhythms and other body-based, body consciousness-based dances and tools and movement therapies, 4.5 years. Now I still do this. I love this. Chinese medicine, 2 years. I really wanted to help the body, you know, to help the chronic issues. So Chinese medicine, 2 years. Normal medicine, decades. Homeopathy, 2 years. Strict diet, 2 years. Body and energy healing, like Reiki and other things. And I actually went to healers for 6 months, every week or every second week. And this was amazing, you know. Healers are amazing. That I went there to that guy and I was like, you know, I could barely walk. Like I had so much pain in my belly and everywhere. I went in a shitty state and I came out like with a new body, you know, as if I had a new body. This was amazing. I mean, it lasted for a couple of days, then I was in the same shit. Acupressure therapy, 4 years. Lomi and different massage therapies. Couple of months. I actually got certified from Lomi. This is a very nice thing. Kinesiology, 1 year. I learned kinesiology and I used it on my clients also. This was 1 year. And here I stopped writing my list because I realized that probably there are more, but it just doesn't make sense to write more because it already says a lot. They were all helpful and I did something to my work and my process. But I could reach only 20% of the entire emotional repressive mechanism and hidden traumas. So yeah, Kiloby Inquiry's awareness-based somatic processing tool is the sharpest tool that I've ever met. Maybe there are others, I really don't know. It's just my path. And this is also powerful because Scott, my mentor, friend and teacher, Scott Kiloby, he's also Advaita teacher. He was Advaita teacher and still like part-time job, you know. He really adores, values, and loves Advaita. I know, very deeply adoring Advaita and the awareness recognition. And as I said, this is the basic of my work also and my approach. And he is the co-creator of the Kiloby Inquiries. He and Dan McClintock, my other good friend, created the Kiloby Inquiries. And they both really adoring the recognition of our natural true self. That includes everything. So with our approach, the main thing, you know, that with the Kiloby Inquiries I could include everything, because I reached that point with Advaita that I don't want to exclude anymore my thought and emotions. I'm really suffering in that. So then it came from the opposite direction. I just want to love my emotions and thoughts and myself and the person or whatever is there, you know. But I couldn't really include because of the subconscious resistance, you know, because of all those things that I mentioned. And what I wanted to say here, I was so much in that I lost it. Yes, so what I wanted to say, that even if I wanted to embrace myself in that and my everything, I couldn't do it because of that, because I wanted to embrace the 20%, but there was the 80% subconscious resistance. And I normally don't talk in numbers. I just know that different people maybe are listening to this video, and I want to be really clear and simple in my language and explanation. And so if you decide, like, let's say you are a small child, 3 years old, even younger, and you get angry. I want to say a very simple example, actually. You get angry at your mom because she's not aware of you, or she took away your toy, or she's on the phone when you feel lost because you can't play, you can't make it, you know. And she says something like, leave me alone, I don't have time for you, or she's in her mind or working something, and you get angry. You are lost, you are angry, you are crying and screaming. So you are fully angry, you don't even know you are angry, you are 3 years old or even younger, you are just expressing, it just goes through you, there are no blocks to your anger, you know. And your mom says this, she can hear you're screaming, and she gets angry at you because you are angry. She cannot handle you, she slaps you, she hits you, or whatever, or she says that, yo, you are so ugly when you are angry, or just stop this, I just can't be with you while you are screaming like this, you know, rejects you, so excludes you. So the moment when it happens, when your mother slaps you or something like this, the decision that is made in the system, in your emotional body in that moment, is that expressing my anger is dangerous. If I'm expressing my anger to her, to anyone, I'll get hurt. So this is the subconscious utility that at the moment you can't see, because there are more. Even if you are really listening to this, you can't see your subconscious stuff, you know, that's holding back and holding you back and holding your emotional repression in place. You can't see it just by listening to this. So the utility, the subconscious utility, is that I have to repress anger, or I have to stop expressing anger in order to stay safe. If I repress my anger, she will not hurt me. If I repress my anger, if I don't express my anger, I won't get hurt. So then I'm 34 4 years old, already adult people, and I have colon inflammation. I'm just sharing my experience here. And someone tells me that, oh, Serena, you are probably repressing your anger. This is why you have this strong pain in the body, in the stomach. So then I decide, oh, I'm awareness, I'm the conscious presence, I'm the entire universe, so I have all the power, I do whatever I want, and I decide that I want to be well. Okay, I understand, somewhat I understand. Okay, I repress anger for 34 years, 3.5 decades. So I decide, okay, I stop repressing anger. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because the system doesn't work through explanation and decision. It's an inbuilt mechanism, a subconscious programming and mechanism in your emotional body, in your body mind. And if I say, okay, I stop repressing anger, this is a danger for the system. So the system starts to repress anger even more. So I'm reinforcing repression. Because if I consciously decide from my conscious presence that I stop repressing anger, and from now on I allow and express it, the message to my system that I'm going to get hurt. So I have to repress even more. So this is why we can't just decide to stop repressing, because it cannot work like this. This is very important, actually. Yeah, so this was just a side note. So with the Kiloby Inquiries, we work with the entire spectrum. And the Kiloby Inquiries is not just a method, a somatic processing method. This is a community also, so we are in touch with each other, and I'm also in touch with my clients, the people I work with. And it's very good that it exists in that way, that we are in touch with each other, because emotional repression and hidden trauma. So when you start to open your emotional repression with a facilitator, with the Kiloby Inquiries, in the initial period it's good to work with a facilitator to learn the tools and to go through those main things, core stuff. So when you start to open emotional repression, you start to change. Something starts to change. All those repressions, emotions, energies starts to come up, memories, and all those old energy starts to express, and something new is coming to your system. New qualities, new energies. It happened to me. It was like this. New energies, new qualities. I became more rested in the moment. Sorry. And everything just changed, My job changed. My relationship changed. The way of life changed. My inner body, inner feeling changed. The way I feel in the present moment changed for the better, everything for the better. So when you are in this process of opening emotional repression, these repressions, these emotions connected with those people and with the things in your life. You build these things, you are connected with those people because of your emotional repression also, and the unprocessed traumas creates your life, so to speak. So you have a job, you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, maybe you have family, you have that car or whatever, you have your relationship, friendships, and as you start to change on the inside, maybe you are certain emotions, the repressive quality of certain emotions are not going to be there anymore as you go with this process. So you change on the inside, and also as you are not feeling comfortable with certain things, maybe you will not feel comfortable with certain people, situation, activities, and you start to change that. And when this happens, it just gives a sense of safety to stay connected with those people who are in the same shoes, going through the same process, change inside and out, and on the outside also. So it's just very good to stay connected with those who are going through the same, and with those people who are already came out of this mechanism and they went through this process of coming out of repression and the changing, and they can say that, or I can say that, yeah, it was fucking hard all those weeks, like I didn't know if the next thing or the new thing will come, how I'm going to earn money, this is my job, this is how I pay my rent, my apartment, my utilities and everything. Oh, that people, I don't know, I just don't want to lose him or her, I went through all these things, and I kind of just try to relax into this, and everything changed for the better, I love my life, I love my job, I don't even call it a job. Money is not really an issue anymore. I love my relationships. All of them are carrying the message only of love. I'm here to love you, support you, and accept you as you are. So just honesty, 100% honesty, love, and support with each other, And this is amazing. This is amazing because life is connections, So I feel also more and more relaxed in the present moment, because I have CPTSD, and I just so much enjoy more and more this moment, my experience, if I just have to if I have to live here for the rest of my life without doing anything, not even Kiloby Inquiries or facilitating or anything, I just feel completely satisfied, like full and complete. I don't know how to say, like I don't feel an urge that I need something to fulfill something or to add something to me, although all these things happen and an exchange happens, So I'm feel very happy and free in my life and within my being, and it's just getting even better and better as I resolve deeper and deeper layers of repression, and I'm so fucking very grateful for this, So yeah, I just wanted to share it, and why all those teachers during that many years, why they couldn't approach my why they couldn't point out my emotional repression and trauma, simply because they don't have experience with this. I mean, I had 3 teachers who I know personally and followed for a couple of years, and all of them told me about their childhood, that they were so free as a child. Their parents really loved them, and they didn't experience anything like something coming against them, or their expression was pushed down or oppressed or something. That they had really a good relationship mostly a good relationship with their parents, like supportive and loving, and there were really no deep trauma or anything like this, and that they felt free. Some of them used the word heaven to their childhood, and I really felt that they are not just saying that I felt this love that they experienced in their childhood, in life and with their parents. So if you don't go through something really traumatic, other than usual traumas we have in life, or you don't have to deeply repress yourself, because as a child you have the feedback that you have to do this or in order to be accepted. If you don't have to deeply repress yourself and your emotions the way you feel the way you are feeling, then then you just don't have to be interested in trauma or emotional repression work. Then if you can't see it in yourself, if you don't have deep experience with this, then you have no interest finding ways to point this out for people. And also, it's maybe question of responsibility of these teachers, that if I would be, an Advaita teacher, and I see that, and I could see, because I was with Sangha community for many, many years, and I saw, including me, and I saw the same people for many years going with the same shit, same question, same repression, same stuff, same questions, and they didn't get any resolve. Same people for many, many years with the same thing. And I could see that the teacher just doesn't have the tool or the approach to help people, and also rejecting the possibility that there is something else or more than awareness recognition. So if this is your career, then and also, my teacher, my first teacher, he said very often, and he was more direct behind the cameras, that therapy doesn't work. Going to therapy, going to any method that includes the mind, the body, or emotion, anything like this, is going for something less, and it just strengthens the person. So this is the thing. So, and one other thing is that what I see in the Sangha, in the community, is that these Advaita pointings work for some people who has no deep traumas or repressions. That I could see that they are really awake, and there is not a lot of thing in the background. Probably something there, even with my teacher or his disciples, because if there is some chronic pain and sickness, then probably something is there, So I could see that they are really awake. I saw them really enlightened and light within their being, like this clarity of their being, that they are mostly, it's working for them. Very few of the community people, of the people in the Sangha. So, because this is what the teachers could bring, their own conditioning of teaching or pointing that doesn't include emotional repression and trauma, because their life didn't include real deep emotional repression or trauma. So this is why they are teaching through this channel. So to expect that it will work for people who has emotional repression and trauma, it's we just can't expect this, because the two just cannot meet. So that's it. This is what I wanted to share. So if you are in the same shoes, just there is a way out. Only this I want to say, that there is a way out, and I'm here. The community is here. If you are facing the same issue, then find me, find us, and there is a way out. I can say it from my experience. I come from very traumatized background, 20 years of domestic abuse, physical abuse, sexual molestation, sexual abuse, really hardcore thing, and I feel very light. I feel lighter and lighter within myself. Life is not just a threat anymore, connections are not just a threat anymore, and I don't really have physical pain anymore. If something is there, it's more like the energy is more dense, something like this. My thoughts are easy, light, I feel very comfortable with my system, with my emotional body. And if you have PTSD, that that it's a very big step, that feeling more and more safe, comfortable, and even happy in my emotions and in my emotional body, in my emotional experience, so to speak, this moment. So yeah, I don't know if I want to say something more. If something will come to my mind, I will add to the post. I think that's it for now. Yeah, thank you for your attention. You are not alone if you're facing the same things. We are here. So thank you for listening, and I didn't want to make a long video, but it's already 40 minutes because I really wanted to, to give an understanding on what's happening, because I know that it's hard if you're following this teaching for months or for years, and the shift is not happening, the shift is not happening. I know it's hard and disappointing is there, so frustration, you don't know what you believe anymore or in who to believe. So yeah, I'm here and we are here. So I love you, thank you for listening, and see you next time. Bye bye.